All right, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip, and if you've been looking at the news, my friends, if you've been just speaking at the news, what you might have noticed, perhaps, maybe, is that there's a big explosion going on right now in the crypto market. Yes, a very bullish price move for these crypto markets right now, guys. And if you haven't already done so, just on your way in, tap the like button because we are very happy to see this kind of activity going on right now in crypto. You've got Bitcoin that is right now back above. And you know what? Actually, whoopsie, I got to get something set up here. Boom. We've got Bitcoin, and let's go ahead and share it. That is back to $116,000. More importantly, Ethereum is trying to get to that high, up 11, almost 12% on the day. Why is this all happening? Well, the Fed just essentially, not totally, confirmed rate cuts. This is what the markets are pricing in right now. We were all scared of Fed Chair Powell crashing the markets today. And that's exactly what was happening actually this morning. Look at this big move up for Pepe. You've got Ethereum getting a very big move up. We are really getting close to new all-time highs for Ethereum. Like, this is just happening right now. We're getting a very significant breakout right now at this very moment. Now, earlier today, if I can zoom in on Bitcoin for you just for a second, looking at the hourly time frame, this is such a crazy move. We came all the way down to $111,000, which, by the way, guys, I told you guys 111, 112 would kind of be the area that we were coming down to. That is where we did come down to. I acknowledged certainly 110. I acknowledged the possibility of 99 or 100K because if the Fed came out and he was hawkish, which we kind of all expected him to be with the PPI data that came out, if the Fed was hawkish, then we would have probably seen some lower prices. But the Fed came out basically saying that rate cuts are on the table. We'll get into the specific language in a second. But after bottoming out at 111, you have Bitcoin that rallied from that low to right now. It's unbelievable, guys. I mean, we're talking about in like 3 hours, you had a 5% pump for Bitcoin. Ethereum, even crazier. This one was nuts. What Ethereum is doing today is just insanity. Absolute insanity. Look at what Ethereum did here. I told you guys about this blue trend line. We were kind of rejecting off of it yesterday and into the Fed rate cut meeting, leading into the, okay, hold up. I saw that my screen share just went away. Let's get that back up and running. Let's talk through the way this price action played out. It's very interesting. Okay, so like looking at Ethereum, this is right before Fed Chair spoke. And the moment he spoke and said the thing about rate cuts, it's as Bitcoin kind of broke out, retested right at the beginning of his speech. And as soon as Fed Chair Powell came out and said that beautiful thing about potential rate cuts, you saw a move for Ethereum bouncing off the trend line on the body of these hourly candles. And it's up 13% in like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours right now. Well, almost 3 hours and 10 minutes. An unbelievable move for Ethereum. I mean, that is an unbelievable move for Ethereum. And so what we have going on right now is you've got Bitcoin dominance continuing to fall lower, and everybody's getting more and more excited for altcoin season. You have XRP finding a bounce now. Well, kind of random. It was, look at this, guys. XRP looked like it wanted to break through this wedge. These wedge patterns don't always play out, okay? It broke below it, and it came back up. It rejected off of it, and now, boom, Fed rate news, explosion back through it. Same thing for Pepe. Pepe had this sort of wedge. It kind of broke through the bottom of this wedge. News changed this movement in the price for these charts, guys. It's an unbelievable move, really. It really is, and Ethereum really shows it kind of best. Ethereum, I thought, might fall down to 4,000. It didn't. It got short. It came back up to the trend line, got through it, and then found the bounce on the actual bullish news coming from the Fed Chair Powell himself during his last Jackson Hole meeting ever. Maybe. That's what they say. I don't know. People are wrong about stuff all the time. We'll see if he speaks there again. Technically, I found this out yesterday. Technically, he could extend his role as the head of the Fed until 2028, technically. But he'll likely retire. We'll see. How's it going? Oh my gosh, Frying Pan Man. No. Rostanova, you got Scott in the chat. How's it going? John in the chat. What's happening, guys? How's everybody doing? Club Crow. Hope everybody's doing well today. It seems like you might be because these prices are doing well. Outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, what else are we talking about? I don't know what Morpho is, but that's pumping today. Ethna is pumping a little bit, 18%. That's beautiful. But look at Ethereum here being the 9th best performer. Again, this is kind of ETH season. Kronos is doing very, very well right now. I think there is a moment coming up where we get the full-fledged altcoin season. And I think it's right around the corner, guys, especially if we do actually get this Fed rate cut, which there's an 89% chance. Again, the odds are going back up. The Fed just spoke. Odds are looking pretty darn good. But, you know, I did say in the video, Fed rate cuts confirmed. That's what the markets are pricing in. The markets are acting like it's 100% confirmed. It's very likely, given the language just used by Fed Chair Powell. Let's talk a little bit about the language used by Fed Chair Powell. Let's look a little bit into it. So, I wanted to go right over to, first off, ahead of the meeting. Let's do this. Bitcoin dipped ahead of it. People were fearful. After Bitcoin dipped, before he spoke, when he spoke, he said some beautiful words. And now the headlines are reading, Powell opens the door to September rate cuts. America's top central banker says economic outlook may warrant a change in the Fed stance. Here's Coin Bureau quoting it. Powell also said the balance of risks appears to be shifting. This is all language that is opening the door to rate cuts. Here's another quote from Fed Powell, probably summarizing it the best. Oh no, where'd the quote go? Oh, I had the quote. This article changed. Oh, it was a good quote. It's gone. The language was bullish, guys. He is talking about how they're willing to shift their policy, their monetary policy, okay? How's it going, Jason Davis? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, that Kanye coin was a joke. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mrs. Crypto Kit for this wonderful glass of water. Thank you, honey. That is good. We needed that. Oh, and my baby just woke up. So there you go. Yeah, so this is all looking good, guys. This is what everybody's talking about in the crypto space right now. Stocks are also surging on the Fed Chair Powell speaking, but still some tariff conversations going on, you know, so still kind of have to see what plays out with that. But at this point, I guess the jobs data is bad enough that it's going to kind of warrant Fed rate cuts from the Fed chair. So not too sad, not too shabby, guys. In terms of like what we're really expecting after September, yeah, we're looking still at some good chances of rate cuts. We could have a 43% chance that we're actually going to be getting 2 rate cuts by October. And by December, we might even see 3 is what we're on track for. This is really good news, guys. If you're wondering why Ethereum's exploding today, that is very clearly why. Let's check back in on the price of ETH because it's just melting faces right now. Just absolutely melting faces. About to get through that August kaboom moment. This is looking great, guys. Shout out to Cleary's Beef in the chat. What's up? So do be aware that if we found resistance here previously, we're just going to draw in 4,800 as another key level of significant resistance. So I'm going to put that line in there. Let's see if that really plays out. That's where we kind of stopped earlier. Now we've broken through this trend. I'm going to get rid of this trend line. This trend line in my mind is irrelevant now. Okay. But we are getting close to a new all-time high. This top trend line, that's the new all-time high. That if we get past it, if we stop at this trend line, that's just our August 14th high that we saw. But again, things are really going the right direction. Let's get through some other news. We're just going to keep checking in on these prices. As you have this news come out, it's interesting to see that August is actually still red for Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. It feels very bullish right now. Well, August is actually still, oh, no, never mind. It's green now. That's how bullish it's gotten. We've flipped green again for August, which is fantastic. September is historically a red month, but we got rate cuts coming. If the rate cuts really come, maybe it's not. I still do believe that there's a chance that there's some awful, terrible dip in September because it's just September. I was actually looking at, a couple different perspectives out there recently and kind of agreeing with me in that, like, there could be a moment where Ethereum starts underperforming versus Bitcoin again one more time in September before we kind of get the bounce and full-fledged altcoin season. But if Ethereum starts getting weaker compared to Bitcoin and we see Bitcoin dominance rally again, I think that could be the last Bitcoin dominance rally, and then Bitcoin dominance crashes and altcoin season explodes. And then you got a September, maybe really October, November, big move to the upside, grand finale into the bull market, maybe October, November, December, possibly. It could be wonderful. It could be wonderful, and Pepe's talking about a blow off top. I've been trying to not to use the word blow off top, but yeah, the best moment of the cycle. Maybe we want to call it a blow off top. I don't know. But as we're seeing this good news come out about inflation, and now that we're approaching the highs again, you're seeing shorts get squeezed, getting us to the highs. But I'm going to warn you guys again, and we'll talk back, and I'll do the I told you so thing probably again coming up soon. I'm going to warn you guys, be ready for a giant long squeeze to come as well. Why would you be talking about a long squeeze today, Crypto Kip? Well, the answer is very simple, guys. As Ethereum is approaching an all-time high, there are going to be greedy traders that think that Ethereum's just going to explode through the previous all-time high and not stop. And those people are going to get liquidated, and the longs are going to get wrecked, and then we're going to have that leverage cleaned out from the market, and then we'll go to a high eventually. It might not be that next bounce even, and that's the trick of these all-time highs. A lot of people that think it's easy to just long through all-time highs get wrecked. And so what I do instead, and I like to trade, if you guys want to trade, check out the affiliates in the description down below. But what I like to do instead is find levels of support and resistance. Now, for Ethereum, and I shouldn't have actually gotten rid of this blue trend line. For Ethereum, it broke through this level and found a bullish retest off the top of this range. That is clearly a decent opportunity for a long. Not financial advice, but clearly you break through the range. Now you're looking for what? One bullish retest. It's textbook. And it booms through. Now, I would have maybe expected it to find resistance here at 4,600. It didn't. Maybe it's going to find resistance here at 4,800. It might not. But, there's going to be some short traders looking probably at this level, certainly at the previous all-time high in my mind. Something to be cautious of. So you can long it, you can short it. It doesn't matter. You can do it. You don't have to trade it. You can hold it. There's a lot of different ways to play these markets, but these are some of the ways that I do it, and I'm just preparing you guys. Don't be surprised if it just doesn't blast right through. Yes, we're getting a short squeeze today, but these long squeezes come as the greed kind of climbs in this space. And that long squeeze that I'm talking about against the Ethereum all-time high, maybe that's that big move where Bitcoin dominance comes back up. Maybe that's that big move I'm looking for in September, but maybe we're in rally mode for now. Maybe Ethereum's going to break through a new all-time high very quickly and go to it and go to 5,500 and then retrace back down to retest the previous all-time high. That's another strong possibility. I think that could be playing out as well. Besides that, I do think altcoin season's coming. Now we're seeing stories like this. A digital euro might launch on Ethereum or Solana as Brussels scrambles for sovereignty. I don't know how to say that word. Sovereignty. Got it. That's it. Forgot how to say it. It's a weird spelling. The European Union is accelerating work on digital euro and weighing public blockchains, including Ethereum and Solana, for issuance and settlements, per the Financial Times. The two biggest blockchains outside of Bitcoin. What do you know? This has altcoin season written all over it. It's not just that. Outside of Europe, you're actually seeing some of Asia's wealthiest investors, according to Reuters, seeking more crypto in their portfolios. Everyone in the world right now is paying attention. Countries, companies, investors. Retail's still lagging a little bit. I even think retail will come back. Another hint of all these bullish things we got going on right now. is this story right here. We got a Bitcoin whale waking up after 7 years of doing nothing. Doing not a thing. Rotating his holdings into $270 million worth of Ethereum. Why? Well, I guess this orca whale right here. This is the holder. It's an orca whale. Believes that Ethereum is going to break these highs soon, is what it seems like. And that altcoin season, it's a coming. And it's a coming soon. They're not the only ones who believe it. Coinbase has been predicting this. Pantera Capital's been predicting altcoin season. We've been predicting altcoin season. These Fed rate cuts are coming. It's historically been a catalyst. And furthermore, a bull market. Oh, here he goes again. Lasts 1,070 days. We are right now 1,000 days into it almost, which means we've got about maybe 70 or 80 days left, maybe 60 days left of this bull market. What does that mean? That means September, October, at least. If we're lucky, we go a little extra into November and December. Why do I think it's possible? The narratives going on, the historical bullishness for November and December. I'm kind of doubting December, feeling okay about November. Fed rate cuts might be the thing that keep us floating, but 2026, I have a hard time being a bull in 2026 saying that the 4-year cycle is over. As we see people saying, and we've always seen people saying that 4-year cycles are over. We always see people talking about the Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, but I just don't buy it. Other altcoins we're looking at. Crow found some resistance at 16 cents, like I told you guys, in September's historically bearish for Crow. I'm still leaning kind of towards that direction. Now, if Ethereum starts shattering highs, then maybe this is the time where we have a nice bullish September and we break through this level of resistance at 16 cents. But nothing's really changed for me about my predictions here. The only thing that's changed is the Fed came out and was more dovish than hawkish, and so Ethereum didn't go down to $4,000 yet. It rallied instead of dipping because I was actually a little more bearish on the Fed, and the Fed turned out to be quite bullish. I think that that's how the markets were overall, which is why we have shockingly huge candles, because these are shockingly positive words that came from the Fed today. So we got a market rally today, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some big liquidations as people kind of panic buy this pump and do some greedy long positions. I like to trade it. You can long the stuff when it's pumping, but I like to find levels of support to long it and levels of resistance to short it. It's a simple thing that I do. I don't know what you guys are doing out there, but that's the way that I'm doing it. I use Blowfin. I use Bit10X. We have a lot of people that are actually trading with us on there. If you guys want to take advantage of a sign-up bonus for an exchange, it's the exchange that we use. It's Blowfin or Bit10X. Check it out in the affiliate down below. How's everybody doing? Let's do a little bit of a Q&A. Hope everybody's doing wonderful today. Repost this out on X. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Let me get a sip of water, and we'll take a peek at the chat section and look at the charts together. John says, Pepe, Crow's on fire. Crow's doing okay right now. Yeah, I mean, it's doing all right. It's still finding that resistance, though, John. And, you know, the big thing is all of my eyes, all two of them, are on Ethereum. Because, again, you need Ethereum to rip, roar, soar through that high to get that Pepe continuation pump. Pepe in the chat says, meme coins are pumping like crazy. Are they pumping right now? It's been a while since I've looked Yeah, it looks like maybe they are, huh? Ah, kind of. The big ones aren't really. 9%'s good. Doge is pumping pretty good. Sheep's pumping a little bit. Pepe's pumping pretty good because Ethereum's ripping. SPX 6900 is doing pretty well. Brett's doing pretty well. Snack's getting a little bit of a pump. Snack. Not a ton. What is the biggest gainers in the meme coin space today? Well, not a ton. Not a ton today. It's pretty good, but this ain't nothing compared to, guy, you remember that meme coin moment that we had? Was it last year? Was it the year before? Was it the last 2 years? It was crazy, guys. Meme coins were so wild for a minute there. I'm waiting for that time again. John 316 says, I like bugging Pepe. Pepe loves bugging people too, so it's fun. It's fun banter. I was worried, Jay. Thank you. Glad you're here. Oh, wow. Binance token is now tradable on the UAE's leading bank. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy story right there. Again, I am not going to be surprised to see Ethereum find some sort of resistance up here. We're heading in the right direction, though, guys. Bitcoin dominance is certainly coming down. You got to love it. You got to love to see it. Pepe, I got a video coming out later on Pepe. I'm not going to talk too much about it. This move from XRP was kind of crazy where it came down below the range. Now let's see if maybe I need to adjust my range. That's the new range. We're going to look at that range instead because that makes a little bit more sense given the price action here. That's our new range. It's a little bit better. We have a little bit more data because now we kind of have on the top, it stopped twice. So I kind of like this the most. Like you see like a test up top, a test down low, a test up top, a test down low. When I had this original wedge drawn, there was no real test down low. We were wondering, you know, where is this next one going to stop? Well, now that it's stopped, oops. Now we have a real solid wedge, honestly. So wouldn't be surprised for like XRP to stop and rally up to $3.24, 5 cents maybe, 3.20 maybe, and then come back down again to 287 and play this game until you get a breakout from it. When can you expect a breakout? This will break out of this wedge likely before September 14th, probably well before that. Probably it never really gets to the absolute tip. You know, probably the first week of September, this is going to be breaking out of the wedge. If it doesn't break out, you know, next time it tests here. So looking out, here's another level of resistance. Here's a level of support I'm looking at. And if we break to the upside on it, we can see XRP rally to 436. Maybe that's the market cycle top. Hopefully it's not. If it goes to the downside, it could go back down to $2. It's a perfect retest down to $2, actually. It's insane how perfect it would be. $2 is a level that would make a lot of sense for a retest. Unfortunate it would be. Unfortunate it would be. I don't know why I said it like that. But, you know, these are the things that I look at. Just sharing it with you. Just sharing it with you, lad. Jason Davis says, what do we just go straight through resistance? Well, then straight through resistance for what? For XRP? If you just go straight through, then what I would expect is straight through. I would expect a bullish retest. You understand that? So if it breaks right through, a little bullish retest. A good example is Ethereum. Look how there's a little trend line happening right here. See how it breaks through it? Oh, and then a bullish retest. It's a perfect textbook example. Straight through on ETH. Yeah, I mean, if Ethereum goes straight through, if Ethereum really goes straight through, it could be something spectacular, but I still would expect some kind of bullish retest. It doesn't just go straight through. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Here you go. Look. There's your 2018 high. There's your Ethereum breaking through. Giant retest. And then it broke through to highs. It came back down. And then even when it went through to these highs here, look at this. Rejecting off that high after May. Coming back down. May reject. And it only went, when it broke through the high back here, after it took a high and it broke through another high, it only rallied another 18%. Ethereum only actually rallied 233% past its previous high, which is pretty good. But the real money's made if you're buying these lows and selling these highs. But don't be surprised, guys, to see us take a high and then have a retracement. This is how it goes. This is why trading's an important tool, I think. That's my opinion. I think trading's an important tool because there is not just up-only moves. And then people just wait for it to go higher, and I think it's good, and you can have a holding portfolio for sure, but there's just so much to take advantage of. And, you know. BTC dominance headed down, Jean Weasley. Looking good, man. Looking good, headed down. Let's talk a little bit more about BTC dominance. Why don't we? Look at how Bitcoin dominance kind of had these lower levels. Kind of like right here. Kind of like right here. Right here. Do you see where I'm going with this? Look, there's a lot of action going on right here. Guess what? That's all right around. Let's just draw the trend line. Right around. Somewhere around here. Let's do that because it's off that peak right there. You kind of dip down below it. Yeah. Maybe something around there could be a potential. I don't know. Something about this level is looking like maybe where Bitcoin dominance could bounce, but we could come a little bit lower before we get a bounce. I do think there will be a bounce for Bitcoin dominance, and I think it'll happen in September. We'll see. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip. The Ethereum. Oh, that's not. Yep. Oh, whoops. Fed rate cuts are confirmed. Jerome Powell shocked crypto and stocks. Absolutely ready. Altcoins are ready. I think altcoins are ready. We're going to get a nice move here. We're getting a nice move here. If we get another dip for Ethereum and Bitcoin dominance rallies one more time, I think that will be the last one that we see before altcoin season. And rate cuts are this catalyst. That's the catalyst we're loving today, guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's all I got in this one. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. I'll see you in the next one, guys. We'll keep the content coming. DCA HODL. Do your own research, my friends. Nothing here is ever financial advice. Check out the affiliates in the link in the description down below. Whoa, excuse me. Below for sign-up bonuses if you want to take advantage of that. Until next time, peace, y'all. See you next one.